Your thoughts?
What? What? Who?
Nice.
All right.
Just loving you.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning to all of you. It's a Wednesday. It's going to be 70 degrees. Start moving. Start dancing around. It's our daily show. We got a good one. If Facebook will work for me today, what the hell is going on with our Facebook? We'll figure this out. You stay tuned. We got a great show for all of you today that are watching on RiverBender.com and Roku TV. A fantastic show for all of you following the Alton consolidated elections. Coming up in just a couple of minutes' time, we'll be talking to Kirstan Gray. He is running for Ward 6 Alderman, taking on incumbent Stephanie Elliott, and we'll be getting a conversation with Kirstan, a full in-depth conversation about his vision, his background, and what his plans are for the 6th Ward going forward. Very excited in the 10 o'clock hour as well to be talking to Mayor David Goins today as part of our State of the Race coverage. We'll be talking with Mayor Goins in an hour-long conversation or so with commercial breaks, discussing truly all of the platform of Mayor Goins, some of the accomplishments, his vision for the city, and so much more to gain insights ahead of the consolidated election to keep you as informed as possible. At 9:10, we'll dive right into a brief top-of-the-hour news as we're trying to figure out our social media issues today, and we'll make sure that we can get those fixed here in a couple of seconds, maybe during the commercial break. A caregiver from Carrollton, Sarah Bumgartner, 45, is facing serious charges for financially exploiting an elderly victim and disabled individual for over a month in 2023. Bumgartner was entrusted in the care of both victims, allegedly defrauding them by using their credit and debit cards to steal between $1,000 and $6,000. She faces charges of forgery for writing a fraudulent check for $2,000, forging the elderly victim's signature. The Illinois Attorney General's office has filed multiple felony charges against her, and she has been released on pretrial conditions. All individuals presumed innocent until proven guilty in a court of law. Jersey County Treasurer Katie Abbey has officially resigned, as announced by Chairman Gary Kruger during a recent board meeting. Abbey's resignation, attributed to personal reasons, follows an investigation into her alleged mishandling of public funds. She has been on leave since October of last year, and with Chief Deputy Treasurer Becca Strain managing the office alongside former Treasurer Gilbert Ashlock, now serving as a consultant. The Illinois State Police is conducting the investigation to prevent any conflicts of interest. While no criminal charges have been filed, the investigation continues despite Abbey's resignation, which eliminates the need of a formal removal process. We'll keep you updated as more details do emerge in that Jersey County case. Also in the news today, Zion Lutheran School in Bethalto recently celebrated the creativity and dedication of its young writers during the annual Young Authors Award ceremony. Students from kindergarten to 8th grade showcased their talents by writing and illustrating their own books, which were reviewed by a team of teachers. Awards were presented for outstanding storytelling and creativity, with special recognition for students nominated for the prestigious Madison County Young Authors Program. Notable nominees include Addison Rexford and Lottie Rupperick. The The event highlighted the students' hard work and importance of developing writing skills in the community, as expressed by second grade teacher Miss Ridgway. That's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend on this busy Wednesday morning. Let's take a look at weather. 43 degrees, and it feels like 48 out there. Man, I am just all over the place. We'll talk about air quality in a second. Today, very warm with times of clouds and sun, and tonight, partly cloudy and mild. Air quality right now is at 95, which they're calling moderate. I beg to differ. Tree levels are low at 7. The UV index moderate today as well. Temperatures reach 75 degrees today and drop down to 48 overnight as we head into Thursday. On the 13th day of March, that is Thursday, a high of 76, a low of 54 degrees, and on Friday, Pi Day, a high of 77 and a low of 52 degrees. More updates on weather soon when it comes to that storm, and probably tomorrow we'll have a better picture. On Saturday, a high of 70 when I will forget my own name, and a low of 34 degrees. And on Sunday, when I'm recovering, a high of 47 and a low of 34. That's a look at the next 5 days. Here's what's happening now, my friends. It's 9:14 in the heart of the 618 for time and temperature throughout the day, 618-465-4545, or you can just go to RiverBender.com/weather, that time and temp line, the landmark line. Powered by Tom Lane. He's your local State Farm agent. 43 degrees in downtown Alton. And that's a look at what's happening around the Riverbend. We'll take a quick break, and we're going to figure out our social media stuff today because I want to make sure that we're on everything. We'll come back. But first, let's listen to some music. And look at downtown Alton. What the hell? You know?
Baby, you just ain't nothing yet. It's something that you never gonna forget. Baby, you just ain't nothing yet. Nothing yet. You ain't been around.
Have a rash, pink eye, or urinary tract infection and need care now? OSF On Call Urgent Care is here to treat you. Start a virtual visit 24/7, whenever and wherever you need it. It's just that easy. osfoncall.org/virtual visit.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
I set the thermostat so my house would be warm when I got home from work, but the kitchen is still cool.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we stand behind every Linux system we sell.
My dealer said he'd take care of everything.
At Barrett Heating and Cooling, we understand everyone wants prompt, professional service.
Turns out it wasn't my furnace after all, just a little something blocking the vent.
Pretty smart dog if you ask me. For service you can count on, call Barrett Heating and Cooling.
Lennox. Innovation never felt so good.
Brant Walker knows how to get results for Alton because he's done it. As Mayor Brant froze the property tax levy and balanced the budget, his economic development policy stimulated $116 million in private capital investment. Community policing and increased resources for public safety led to a decrease in crime. And under Brant Walker's leadership, Alton secured more than $10 million in extra grant funds for infrastructure and park improvements. Move Alton forward with Brant Walker.
Macias Insurance Agency, providing quality products with extremely competitive prices. As an independent provider, we source multiple companies to offer the best rates possible, covering auto, home, business, and life insurance. Our goal is to provide quality service that meets and exceeds customer expectations. You can rest easy knowing the Macias team is working round the clock to ensure that both you and the most important parts of your life are covered. Our qualified professionals make the insurance process easy so you can live carefree and focus on what matters most. Visit MaciasInsuranceAgency.com today to find out what our team can do for you.
You're listening to Our Daily Show with CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Welcome back, Daily Show, hitting you in the nose at 9:19. A little bit of change on this Wednesday morning. Candidate for the 6th Ward. How are we doing today, Kirstan?
Beautiful day, man. I tell you what, the weather's going to be great. Life is great.
Well, and honestly, it's about time because I was getting a little wintered out, to be honest with you.
Cabin fever had set in.
And now we are springing forward, and I don't know what to do with my life.
Are you still adjusting?
I can't do it, man. But really excited to have you in the studio, and really excited to hear more about your candidacy and your campaign and platform for 6th Ward Alderman if you happen to get elected on April the 1st.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for having me.
What really led to this decision? You know, I mean, we all know that, or should know that your father was very active in the community. And before we start, want to offer, my condolences again to your family this past year.
Thank you.
But, your family's always been active in the community. Was there a conversation you had with your family? Was it internal that said, you know what, I'm gonna put my name on the ballot and do this?
Well, the funny thing that you asked that, I did have a conversation with my father before his passing, and actually my mother before her passing.
Wow.
They both told me to stay away from it.
So like normal, you didn't listen, huh?
Right. Exactly.
That's
well,
pretty good.
I've been one that's always kind of paved my own path. And, I tell you, CJ, what really got me motivated to do this is I've been a DJ for a long time in the Alton area, plus worked for Olin for 37 years now. And, I'm only 56, so I've still got a long time to live and work here in Alton. And I think what drove me to it is I started that business here in Alton, and I found out that Alton's brand is damaged. And I want to help rebuild that. I want to be part of rebuilding that.
And that's a fascinating topic because, I mean, you do have firsthand experience and knowledge on this, owning that business on, Broadway. I mean, that's the corridor into town. Take me through some of the things that you've noticed that kind of led to that hypothesis of yours.
Well, it's just the amount of phone calls that I get for people interested in renting my venue. And the questions that they ask. They ask about the news headlines. They ask about the incidents. They ask about, the road repair. Broadway for a long time was in pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
And it's just ironic how that's what people know us as. Once upon a time, they knew us for the great Bon Air and, a lot of antique shops and stuff like that. And we got to replace that headline.
Well, and if you had the perfect world scenario, if you could write the equation, what would that headline read? That new headline, if your platform or if your vision for Alton came to fruition?
My gosh, first of all, we should be a visionary place. I mean, we're not just about antiques. We have a lot of great businesses here in town. We got to fix our image. So we got to make the roads accessible. You hear everybody's using the buzz term about fiscal responsibility.
Yeah.
We got to make smart investments.
Yeah.
You know,
agree.
there's a lot of TIF money out there, stuff like that, but we got to make smart investments. We got to do things that make people want to come to Alton.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? So
I get what you're saying. Well, and on the TIF question too, I mean, the bigger topic is, and this is something that's been discussed in many a publication and media, is how much of it's actually left. You know, I hate to say that, but
Right.
and it's not a gotcha thing, and it's not to put you on the spot, but there were a lot of there were larger TIF, agreements this last couple of years, for good or bad. I don't know, because I'm not the general that decides what's good or bad, but how much is left of those public funds? How much are left of those revenues?
Well, and CJ, let me take you a little different direction with that. Here's a question I like to ask. I like to ask the hard questions, okay? Why haven't we been using the TIF money?
True. That's a better question. I agree.
Why haven't we been using it more effectively? We have solid local businesses here. We have a lot. I mean, look, there's a lot of growth in Godfrey. There's a lot of growth, Edwardsville, other areas. There's programs. There's programs out there that could help the homeless.
Oh,
with
absolutely.
that TIF money. You know what I mean? It's not just the fact that they're not in a house. What put them? Out there, so I don't want to move away from that topic too much of what you were asking. Let me try to screw it in real quick here. What I'm getting at is the smart things to do is to get a solid council in that asks the right questions, form the right motions, present the right proposals, and actually do research on the proposals. Man, as a candidate, I have been pelted with presentations. And one thing I found out is that the people presenting, they present to an audience.
Yeah.
So they tell people what they want to hear. And then in reality, is it going to be that?
That's the $1 million question right there, Kirstan. Is it actually going to come to fruition? And is this actually, not that timeshare that we're being sold?
Right.
And it's, fascinating you bring that up, having conversations and people, pitching projects and ideas. Since you announced, take me through some of that, behind the scenes conversations that you're having. I don't want to spill the magic beans or anything, of course, but, what are you hearing from prospective, developers or project initiators about what their thoughts are on April 1st?
They're being really tight-lipped about what their expectations are. You can tell that there's a lot of side conversations, and they're really just feeling out candidates.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To see what side you're on. It seems like there's a lot of focus on Broadway.
Yeah, I can see that.
But, another great motivator for me to get involved in this is every day when I go to back out of my driveway, and I've had to have my front end aligned on my vehicle twice. My road, the last time it was paved was in the 90s. We have potholes the size of craters. And, I know a lot of guys that work for the city that want to do a great job. They just need the support of the council and their supervision to get these roads fixed.
And as a council member, on April 2nd, you win and you have that month to prepare. What are you prepared to do for Public Works to support them and these initiatives and to get them to the pace you'd like them to be at?
Well, great you asked that, because my first and foremost thing is to take the word transparency and move it from a cliche and a campaign term into a reality. I work in IT. I am willing to pledge my time to build a system. I've actually built one just to show how simple it is to actually track people's complaints with the city streets, as well as the code violations. And I want to put transparency out there. I want to support our city workers. I want them to know where the hot spots are, where they need to go work on the streets, the potholes. And I want to let the people of Alton know that their issues are being addressed.
Yeah.
And that's my motivation. I'm big into, I hate using that word transparency over and over again, but we got to be transparent.
Well, and you've had a chance now to meet some folks, I'm sure, of the 6th Ward, and I know that maybe some of them you've known for quite some time, and all the good stuff that goes with that. But now it's campaign season, and it's a little bit different. And, for folks that run, everyone thinks I always have an opinion on this, and I don't, because I have respect for everyone that puts their name on a local ballot. That's tough. All the people, and the people know you. It becomes, personal when it's not supposed to be because of that community closeness. But when you're knocking on doors as candidate, Kirstan Gray, what are they talking to you about? Is it the road issue in the 6th Ward? Is it crime? I mean, is there a number one issue that your constituents, prospective ones, are saying this is a problem?
Over and over again, I hear, who is my alderman?
Oh.
I hear, what does the alderman do? What's the alderman's responsibility? And then right with that, it's the roads. Now, I can't leave out the fact that, there's a lot of code violation out there. I mean, and when I talk about code violation, I'm talking about not the burned out houses. I'm talking about vacant properties. I'm talking about the unfortunate circumstance where someone's died and they don't have an estate or a loved one to take care of it, and that property is gone unkept. I hear those are the main things that I hear.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to, I don't know how to get focused on those right now. There's some things I have to learn.
Yeah. It's a great topic that you bring up too, because that's a big thing when it comes to this role and to any role. Your constituents ask the question of what's the role of an alderperson, and so many times, and I'm not putting you in this category, but when you talk to candidates, they are running for mayor without realizing they're still running for alderman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what have been some of those learning curves, or if there have been any for you, as you're preparing, to potentially take this role in 2 months, if you win? Have you been in that study process? Has there been any processes you like to share with the public to let them know that you are preparing for this?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's a great question, because the big thing is, I spent a lot of time online looking at the past video of the meetings, committee as a whole. I spent a lot of time going back, looking through the notes. What I see is a very old system, a very old way of doing things.